everybody. Welcome to the Sweet Talks podcast. My name is Chantel, aka Sweet Talks 777 on Instagram.
And I am Rihanna.
And I'm Nikima.
Brilliant. So today we were going to actually have a conversation about self-esteem and building self-confidence. I'm going to throw it over to Rihanna.
So first things first, we need to define what self-confidence is, and I've got a definition up at the minute, so what I'll do is I'll just read it. So self-confidence is described as security or trust in one's abilities, qualities, judgment, beliefs, and it's made up of different things such as your environment, upbringing, work, self-worth, things like that nature. So all in all, it's about self-confidence is, or confidence is, what you believe or how you believe the things or the qualities that you have are. That makes sense.
Absolutely.
In a roundabout way. Now, how do we build confidence, or do we have enough, or is there a level? Is there a maximum or a minimum that we are required to have? And that's open to anyone to answer.
I think there's definitely a maximum. The only reason why I would say that is because you have such a thing as narcissism.
Yeah.
So sometimes if you...
is that the maximum of self-esteem then?
I would say so.
Isn't that
think really highly of themselves?
But isn't that more like a God complex?
Well, that's part of it.
Yeah.
That would be
a very big part of it.
But they definitely think very, very highly of themselves. Very highly of themselves.
Which is unattractive.
Heavily.
Extremely unattractive.
Everyone hates cocky people. Everyone, well, hate's a strong word. Let me rephrase. Everyone dislikes cocky people and arrogant people. That is the biggest turn off.
Absolutely.
Ever, or one of the biggest turn offs ever.
I say I don't mind people that are slightly cocky, if I'm honest, but when you get to arrogance, I'm definitely not with you.
I mean, I think there's
levels,
and
or in context.
I think there's a thing called like being self-assured, and then there's like cocky, and then there's like arrogance, and then it's narcissism, and then it's like, well, you know what, forget it. So I think there's like, I think you're right, Nikim. I think there's levels to it.
Is there anyone that you can think of, famous or family member or something, someone, shall I say, who has a good example of having good self-esteem, healthy self-esteem?
Good question. You have
I
healthy
think
self-esteem.
so. I was going to say that. I was trying to think of someone else, and I was like,
I appreciate that, ladies. I appreciate that.
Unfortunately, I wouldn't say that I know enough people, or a lot of people, especially women, who have I'm going to contradict myself in a roundabout way, who have a consistent level of self-esteem or self-confidence, because confidence is wavering. So no, but I can think of some people who, for the most part, it's as consistent as it can be for them.
Yeah, given life experience or whatever situation.
Yeah.
But I think like the stuff that we find our self-confidence in probably has changed.
Yeah.
Over the years. So I think we used to be fairly or have a lot of confidence in like, we're having a good family, or we have a certain amount of self-confidence in good friendships and so on and so forth. But for some reason I feel like self-confidence has somehow shifted to like what your butty looks like.
Oh yeah.
I was going to say Betty and then tried to change it to butty. I don't know what happened. But yeah, what your bottom looks like, what your hips look like, if you've got the best weave, wig, whatever, if you've got like clear skin, and I feel like those things can contribute, but they shouldn't be the be all and end all or the bedrock of your confidence. And I think because a lot of it is very temporal, So a lot of those things are things that will change. They will shift over time. So as women, if we get pregnant, your body will change and it will shift and it will move and it will do all kinds of random
Things
and weird
that
and
you
wonderful
expect.
stuff that you don't expect and you don't really
Anticipate.
that's the word, exactly, anticipate happening. And if you've put all your confidence in your physical and what your physical looks like, then you might have a slight problem.
Come
I
on
agree.
now.
I agree. But I think that has a lot to do with social media, but that's a whole different topic in itself.
Whole other podcast people.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
also maybe what we see, not just on social media, but in
Thank
like,
you.
what
I was
we
going to
see,
say.
as in the women that are around us,
Thank
or
you.
the men that are around us, or what we hear.
Mhm.
Because even in the line of work that I do at the minute, I work with, but no, I was gonna lie. I was gonna say like I work with predominantly men. No, I work with pretty much all men.
Okay.
And there is a culture, especially in the workplace, with men. Now, that doesn't mean I'm not talking about my workplace, but I'm talking about the male clients that I see.
Yeah.
Their work culture when they go back to work. For example, one of the clients was saying yesterday that he works at a car company, car factory, warehouse, something, you know what I mean?
I do. Manufacturing place.
Yes,
Yeah.
thank you.
Sorry.
That's the word.
Mm-hmm.
And he was saying that the jokes that they share are obviously inappropriate jokes about women and whatnot. So even that, the things that we hear about, you know, how certain men would prefer their women to look a certain way or dress a certain way.
Which I think is perpetuated by media.
Yeah, so
But you're right.
It's a cycle, isn't it?
It
It's
is.
just all wrapped into
You're right.
into one. So
I know. It's so. I think that should be a topic in itself. Sexuality, or misconceptions of.
yeah.
I didn't hear that. Say that again.
I said note that it will be another topic.
Yeah, exactly.
Note.
Yeah. And I think then it trickles down, and then when you bring in other things like culture, within culture, what are women expected to do, how you expected to look, things like that, body, blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
So all that as well. So yeah.
Yeah, I get that actually, and I think that especially if you feel that there's a cultural need to, like you said, to look a particular way, and obviously trends change, so you're never going to be the same individual that, you know, Beyonce is or Rihanna is or Rihanna the singer, although this Rihanna's pretty sexy too.
Oh yeah.
But
hey.
yeah, so you're never going to be like,
Hey.
you know, what Rihanna looks like, or I'm trying to think of who else.
Kim.
Well, she.
But that's
No,
true
she don't even look like she really though, because that's a
No,
whole lot of surgery
But people still aspire
to look like that.
like
That's
that.
true. That is very true.
So
I'd
basically,
agree with
Barbie, any type of Barbie, Nicki,
that.
all
Oh,
those things.
Nicki Minaj, all those kind of people, and I think
Yeah,
that
that's no disrespect, but
yeah.
yeah.
I mean, they do what they do, and cool. More power to you girls, like. But
Iggy
it's
Azalea.
God bless
Yeah.
these young women. They're very much confident. However, in what they look like, how
Yeah.
they perform, they're
Or at least that's
essentially,
what they display.
yeah, that's definitely because they're a product in a sense, aren't they? They're selling.
yeah, they're definitely selling their product.
However, if we line them up and rated what we thought their self-esteem would be, it might come out slightly different to what we think their confidence levels are like. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
there's a
Perfect
difference.
sense.
So, to what you was all saying in regards to externally, let's look at the internal.
Yeah.
What self-esteem internally? What does that feel like? What does that look like?
Yeah.
Seeing it from the outside, experience someone with high self-esteem or good self-esteem, and then having good self-esteem. What would that feel like?
What would it feel like? You talk. You started it, so come on with the thing.
My thing is, I think that it would feel like, I guess, having a trust in yourself.
Yeah, I heard that.
So I think anytime I feel
Explain that a little bit. Like that, elaborate.
I will. So anytime that I feel that I'm more confident or I have an esteem in something, there's almost like there's a trust that I have for myself. So if someone asks me a question around something that I know, like you can't shake me, you can't move me, not at all.
Love that.
Yeah, you can't. But I think that's from a development of being comfortable in that particular thing.
Yes, I get that. So that's the confidence as well with the self-esteem.
Yeah.
How about not knowing, being asked a question about something that you don't know, but you're quite interested in it? I don't know. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So from a therapeutics perspective, for instance, I don't know, someone's asked you something and it's in the field that you actually are studying in, you know what I mean? But you don't know the information about it. What would healthy self-esteem look like?
Well, for me,
Does that make sense?
Me, it depends on who. Unfortunately, it depends on who I'm talking to. So if I'm talking to,
What do you mean?
so if I'm talking to like one of you lot, for example,
Sure.
I'm torn because part of me, and this is me being honest, part of me would probably have a level of insecurity because I know that you guys, one, have studied things that are different. And I feel that you guys are wiser than me in terms of the knowledge, the wealth of knowledge. Fix your face. I mean, in terms of the knowledge that you have.
If
you know
all
what I
of
mean?
you could see Hima's face at Rihanna right now.
But this is me being honest. But then at the same time, I would have a level of confidence because I'm comfortable with you too. Does that make sense?
Okay.
So
Yeah,
I'd still feel a bit like, oh, I don't know, but I'd have enough confidence to say, you know, I actually don't know.
Okay, I get that.
Whereas if I'm talking to somebody who doesn't know anything
Right.
about
Whatever the topic.
yeah, it also depends again because it depends on what is my relationship with that person.
Yeah.
So for example, if there's somebody, let's say at work, because at work I get questions all the time,
Sure.
especially from some of the admin staff, because I already have a rapport with them. I'm happy to say I don't know. I'll find out and let you know. I don't actually know, but excuse me, because I know they don't know. That kind of insecurity is removed in that sense that I don't feel stupid because I know you don't know.
Yeah,
you don't know that I don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I can
it's
tell
okay
you
not
any
to know.
answer. Yeah, I can tell you any answer and you'll believe me because you don't know.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
Unless you're going to go home and research it, and that's a different thing in itself. So I think, and I don't know if anybody else agrees in terms of the listeners, I think a lot of people feel that way.
I think there's a culture within Western society or British society. If we don't know something, we're automatically discredited. I saw this on this one little post on the social media. This one guy was saying, actually, if you don't know something and you're comfortable in saying, I don't know, that should actually be a good thing.
Yeah.
That this person recognizes
it's
it's okay not to know.
Yeah.
And it's okay to know what you don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you know where to move to next. And you're right. There's a culture within our society is quite, what's the word?
I'd say it's toxic.
Extremely toxic. It's quite not hierarchical. Oh, goodness me. Authoritative? I don't know. I don't even know if those two are even the words.
I would even say authoritative.
Judgeful.
Yeah.
It's judgeful. That's not even a word.
Judgmental.
Judgeful. God, I need help. I don't know. I think, and that then reduces the amount of people wanting to be vulnerable, if you like, so not knowing information when you in a field that you technically should know. There's kind of like a stab to your self-esteem in that sense, you know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So how do we equip ourselves?
I don't know. But then the side of you that's trying to build your confidence, or the side of you that has a decent level of confidence, would then kick in and reassure you, oh, Rihanna, it's okay. You're not going to know everything.
You're not
Yeah.
supposed to know everything because then you would be like, that's why they say jack of all trades but master of none. So if you know too much about different stuff, like I am a random general knowledge person. Like my sister calls me Google every now and again, but like little things.
Big up, sis.
Like exactly. Hey Yasmin. So like little things like my I might know a little bit about, but I don't claim to know everything about it. I might say, okay, I have an interest in this. But I think it's okay to say, I don't know.
Yeah.
And I love it when I actually say I don't know, because I have the opportunity to learn. But some people, they then take that as a shame.
They do. And they do.
But that's probably because previously, when they've said they don't know something, someone's probably said to them, how do you not know? You studied it?
Yeah.
How do you know what's going on? Do you know what I mean? So we have to then reflect as the people that are receiving that information, how we then treating those that we're asking about this information. Do you know what I mean? Because if the reaction is, well, why don't you know that? Then of course that person's going to feel insecure. Of course they're going to be like,
yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
I would argue that you should say, you know, it's okay not to know. Literally just say that to them and start saying that more. I'd encourage people, whatever it is, it's okay not to know. And even if you don't believe it, say it.
Most definitely.
And I argue exposure, being more vulnerable, being in a situation where you don't know as much as you probably think you should, or in a field, if it's in the area that you may feel that you should have known, kind of be vulnerable. It's okay. It's okay.
It's actually funny that you say that, you know, because that actually happened to me literally this week.
Oh.
One of my best friends, we went out for breakfast and we were like talking, and then he was asking me a question around social psychology. And I was there thinking, I was like, oh my gosh, because psychology is obviously my field, but I haven't touched social psychology for a good 2 years, in depth anyway. So I was like trying to remember some of the theories to explain certain things to him, and I couldn't remember everything. And he was like, listen, you're a doctor in this thing, you know, how you don't know? And I was like, I really can't remember. I haven't touched it in like 2 years. And he was like, yeah, but my speciality is this. So if you ask me a question about this, I could tell you that. And if we
after 2 years of not looking at it, would he be able to tell you that and that? Because I bet
you know what, actually, you probably could.
You probably could? Okay, there are minds out there that do that.
But like,
but if you don't use it, you lose it, sort of thing. So
yeah, for me anyway, it does, because I'm getting new knowledge at the moment as well. So it's just like
that's
only
okay.
so much space.
It's okay.
Yeah, I actually thought it was okay, but I did actually just literally sit there for so long, racking my brain, that I started to overthink. Like,
it's easily
why?
done, isn't it?
Really is. So it could have become a whole different thing.
Of course.
If I wasn't the kind of person that I am. So I won't say I'm confident in everything, but I know, like, in terms of my field, like,
yes.
Like, that's
so
what I do.
let me ask you this, a little bit of a curveball.
Go ahead.
How did you stop overthinking and ruminating, or how did you stop yourself? Because we teach people to do this all the time.
I don't remember what I did. I think I was like,
it's so automatic.
I just can't think about it.
Yeah.
I think after a while I was like, I just can't think about this anymore, because there's no point, because I can't give you the answer that you want,
and
because
that's okay.
I'm overthinking right now. So because I'm overthinking, I just have to stop, because if I don't, then it's just going to get to a place where nobody's going to get anything out of it, and I'm just going to be sitting here with a headache.
Okay. Love that. If someone does listen to this and they find that they are overthinkers, check out Worry Time on getselfhelp.co.uk. I swear by it. It's to train the attention muscle. Chantel, your attention muscle in your brain is phenomenal. So what we can do is exercise, switch on and off worry when we need to. So have a think about Worry Time. Go online, have a look, practice. It sounds a bit strange at first. It's like, really? Does this how it works? But
it does.
Try it for a week. And be strict and see what happens.
Most definitely.
And if it doesn't work, try another week. Anyway,
wait, I've just got a comment. I think overthinking is just based on the assumption that you think you know when you most likely don't.
Yes, it's always hypothetical. Always usually the ones that really get to us. What if that happens?
By the way, Chantal's reading that from a live.
Yeah, I'm reading that from a live text. Sorry,
okay.
Guys. Yeah.
But when we overthink, we do as people, because you don't want to look as if you're a failure, or you don't want to look as if you don't know, because for some reason there's this maybe there's a weakness, or maybe there's a perceived weakness about not knowing certain things, or not being able to answer certain questions. But so we overthink, and then we, like you said, we panic, and yeah. But if you if you do use the tips that Nikki was giving, that will help.
Yeah, I think it will help. Guys, can you think of anything else that maybe impact our self-esteem and makes it, I guess, reduces it? Can you think of anything else that kind of like affects us as a people?
Everything really, like finances, work, career, peer pressure, parental pressure is a massive one. Hint, hint.
What you mean as parents to children or as children to parents?
Parents to children, I'm talking about.
Okay.
Your social circles, whether that's like going to certain clubs or joining certain clubs or whatnot.
Who we are, who am
friends,
I?
Yeah. And that's the thing, a lot of younger people are struggling with their identity.
Big time.
Who am I? What do I like? What I don't like? All these questions. And then, like, okay, side note, when I was younger, if somebody, like when I was younger, hang out with my family, I noticed if my cousin, I've got a girl cousin, a female cousin, who's not too far behind me, and we're close, and I love her to pieces. But anyway, I noticed if I laughed the same way she laughed, for some reason I felt closer. So she would, however she would laugh, I would somehow transform I would mimic that. And I was saying the other day at work that it's funny because even now, if people laugh, like who I'm in connection with, people laugh, somehow I end up laughing like them. Now that for some people they might think, oh Rihanna, you're insecure and that's why whatever. But that's, for me, that's just another connection that I have with that person, sort of thing.
Yeah.
I'm saying all that to say, I forgot. That was supposed to be a really good point with that, and I absolutely forgot it.
Identity you was talking about.
Yeah, you were talking about identity to do with it. And
so much pressure.
Is it gone?
Wasn't that?
Yes, that's what you know.
But you've got a point.
Yeah.
You've absolutely
something to do
got
with identity anyway.
You've absolutely got a point. There's so much different ways that people are told to be. Yeah. If you look a certain way, if you're this certain gender, if you're into this culture or whatever. And it's so many people want to listen to Brazilian music if they're Chinese. Like, it's okay, you know what I mean?
Yeah, because like one of the reggae capitals of the world is actually Japan now.
Oh,
so
God,
yeah.
Bashment
is the thing in Japan right now.
Yeah? Wow. That's interesting, actually, because there's a few people that are in the army that are stationed there who are of black descent, and I wonder what their experience is.
If you got any friends that us know.
I'd have to give in a call to the armed forces to find out what is going on.
Find out.
End up with a bunch of Blackanese babies.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yeah, I like those points. There's a lot of points there.
Yeah, man.
I hope that's been helpful to the listeners. It's been helpful to me, definitely. I'm thinking, are there any words that we use that might need explaining?
I don't think we said anything too tough today. But I mean, like, in terms of, I think the general take-home message is work on your inside, because your inside is the thing that never changes.
Yeah.
That's the one thing that will be consistent.
What would that look like, working on inside?
I would say be a person that you actually want to be around.
Ooh-wee.
If you are a person that you want to be around, it's inevitable that other people are going to want to be around you as well.
True.
And I think that if you can be a person that you're proud of, that you can go to sleep at night and be like, you know what, I'm actually happy with who I am, what I've done, then really and truly that's the main thing. And what does it say? You're created an original, don't become a copy.
Ooh.
So
yes,
I say that's the main take home message, don't become a copy.
I agree.
I love that. But
you can copy people's laughter, Rihanna.
I mean, by the way, guys, I do laugh like myself.
She does.
I know that was the thing. Just in case it's the connectivity that you were talking about.
Yeah.
And it is a form of attunement because, like, even within therapy, we're taught and we're told to try and feel the client and try and empathize with the client. So if you're mirroring them, it's just a way of you attuning to the person. So
come on now, frequency. Let's not go there.
Not everyone can do that either.
Love it. No, there is a skill to tuning into frequency and shaking off other frequencies.
Laugh like someone else. No, joke.
I would like to add, I love what you've said, Chantel and Rihanna, and also being self-compassionate.
Definitely.
Self-compassionate might even have to be another topic for another day, but in short, being nice to yourself. And it means sometimes we're quite critical, aren't we, about ourselves, what we do, what we look like, whatever. And if we notice that that's what we're doing, we can then...
Sorry, go on.
You sure?
Yeah, there was a message that came through, but I'll ask Rihanna in a minute.
Okay.
Yeah.
We can... Where was I?
Be kind to yourself.
Yeah. Cool.
And sometimes we can be very critical of it.
Oh, yes. So if you find that you are being critical in that unhelpful thinking, being quite critical, you kind of stop, look around. 3 things that you can smell, taste, whatever. Ground yourself if that's what you're going to do. And just say, no, I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do this for a few minutes.
Yeah,
I'm not going to do that for an hour.
I think another thing is that you can add to that. If you can't think about like what you can see, taste, whatever, smell, try and think about the qualities that you may have now.
Ooh.
If you struggle to identify those, think about what someone has told you.
Okay.
Like good qualities.
Yeah, or if I was to ask in someone close to you who respects you, who values you, who's close to you.
Yeah, what do you think they would say? Yeah, and then just kind of repeat that to yourself.
Love that.
Yeah.
Write it down, have a mantra.
Do it in the mirror.
Say it in the mirror, yes.
Do it in the mirror. Get a diary, write it down in your diary or whatever you need to do.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
I actually believe in having mantras for kids. I think that they should
love
start it from early.
Same.
Because then that way, at least, they've got that kind of embedded in them about who they are. So before the world even starts to tell them who they are, from the household, you tell them who they are. And I think that is a powerful thing that we don't really do enough. Really should do. I think we need some parents up in this piece to be able to do that one. But I think that definitely children need to have a mantra. By the way, Rihanna, there's a request, right? From the live. They said that they want to hear your fake laugh.
I can't because no one's laughing.
Oh. After all that.
Yeah. Sorry, it doesn't work like that. It's not. I can't
switch it on.
No, it's normally.
Was it like?
Okay, but I feel like we're just going to end up laughing at the rest of this thing.
Definitely not. No, okay, let me describe it better. So what I mean is,
Jokes.
Normally it was based around like my family setting. So it would, let's say for example it was Christmas.
Yeah.
And we're all busting joke and my cousin laughs like says something funny and we all laugh.
Yeah.
However she laughed, I kind of mimic that sort of thing. It's not like I can't just do it now. But hello to whoever you are. Thanks for the question. But yeah, that's it basically. So I hope everybody understands what confidence is and how it works and how to build it if you don't have much of it. And just know also, one thing I kind of mentioned but kind of didn't, just know that it is wavering and know that you're not going to be confident every single day, every minute, every hour. It's something that Monday you're going to feel confident, Tuesday you're going to not, Wednesday you're half confident, Thursday, you know what I mean? It's just up and down. And some things our confidence is tied or based up around, and that's something that maybe we need to kind of reflect on whether that's healthy or not, but whatever.
Yeah.
But all in all, if you can reflect on your life and think overall I've been confident, or overall I know my self-worth, or overall I honour myself and I see myself and I respect myself and did blah 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 blah, then I would say that you're a fairly confident person.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
Me too.
I really love that, and I like the way you've built all of them in together, and they are definitely in one umbrella. And I like to be extra, so I like to say that self-esteem and confidence come under the same.
Yeah. There's a difference.
Definitely.
But, yeah.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Self-worth, self-confidence. Love those words. I just like those words.
Yeah.
Do you like who you are? If not, can you change those things you don't like?
Yeah.
And love who you are.
Yeah. And I would say that if it's something that you can't change, then it's not actually something you should hold as a worth.
Ooh, wee. I
so
said
if it's like, you know.
Explain.
So, let's say, for instance, if you were a dark-skinned person.
Those
chocolate people. If you don't
Oh.
like your chocolate and you want extra milk, and you can't change that, don't run for the bleaching cream, please.
Banana now.
Just try it and love
This is
the
a whole
other
new
parts of you.
It's a whole new topic.
It's a whole other topic because we're talking about colorism a little bit, and we're not going to go down that. We're not going to segue. We're not going to segue because it's a different topic, and we'll get there. We'll tease them for that podcast, yeah. But if that's the case, or if you know your hair, ladies, I think are the only people that are going to know what I'm talking about. But if your hair is like a 4C, and you know you're looking at a sister that's got a 3B, and you're like, I wish my hair was a 3B.
1A.
Well, you technically could perm it, but you don't have to. You don't have to. Like, learn to love the beauty in it. Learn to love how you can style it yourself and create beautiful creations with your crown.
Wow.
Like, all of those kind of different stuff. Say it again?
Kim was excited.
I know she's getting on it, man.
I'm feeling the energy. It's like,
Good.
yes, I can feel it. Yes, love my hair.
Most
yes, love my
definitely.
skin.
But if it's things that you can't change, if it's just things that you cannot change, I think some people may even, like, I think we haven't actually touched on this, but some people who've got disabilities may feel like they're lacking in self-worth. And sometimes it's just something you cannot change. Yeah. There's other parts of you that make you you. So focusing on the thing that you think makes you less than you isn't going to make you more.
Yeah.
That's a bit of ACT right there. Right there. Love that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. ACT is acceptance commitment therapy for those who are just listening to our podcast. And it means literally looking at a situation that you're in a way where, how functional can I be in this situation? I can't take this depression away. How can I deal with it? Absolutely.
Most definitely.
If that makes sense. And if it doesn't, let us know. We can clarify.
Just let us know, and then we will clarify, I promise, in one way or the other.
Yes, indeed.
Either by social media or by another podcast if needs be.
Mm-hmm.
And for those that are listening live or just listening on Spotify or whatever the case is, feel free to ask us questions if there's any topics that you want to talk about.
Yes, indeed.
We have a few topics lined up, but we do want to hear back from you because we could be thinking that this is what you want to hear, but actual fact it might not be. That's true.
Could just be what we want to hear.
Yeah, we created this for the people, really and truly. So we want to make sure that we're catering to our people.
Mm-hmm.
So please let us know so we can address those.
Nice.
So ladies, once again, it's been amazing as always.
Indeed.
And then I guess we will see you next time. So bye-bye.
Bye.